stand in line
RC
until the
Burrito.
cops arrive.
About to
My whole
blow
body was
somebody
shaking.
up.
In all directions, there was nothing but dark, seemingly endless forest.
Mm.
I knew it would take forever for the cops to get there.
It's gonna take a little while because I
First
started
thing
out
I
in
know,
Paleto Bay
they
and I
were
got this
sitting in a
far before I
car so
started.
close to whoever did this.
You know.
The next part, though, is what utterly destroyed me. It still shakes me to this day, and I hope nobody ever has to experience this kind of fear. As I was scanning all the windows, making sure nobody was outside, I looked in the rearview mirror, and there was the same person. The same person I saw at that window. Eyes open wider than ever. I could see now that it was a woman, and I could ever so slightly see a smile begin to spread across her face. I opened my door and full on sprinted into the woods, not caring how much noise I made. I ran until I was out of breath, which didn't take long, and I hid behind a giant log on the ground. I tried to cover my loud breathing with my
This little
hands,
thing is fun so
as I
far.
waited and waited for what felt like hours,
Man, maybe I should
until I
disturb
finally
some
heard
gun running
sirens in the
shipments.
distance.
Oh, no, 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 no.
I
Oh
gathered up
my.
all the stamina I had left to run all the way back in the direction of the dirt road. Eventually, the glowing red and blue lights came into view, and I had never felt better in my life. They were parked in front of my car, investigating with flashlights. I came out yelling at them like a lunatic to help me. I fell to the floor and started to gag, almost throwing up from running so much. They picked me up and began to question me, to which I explained everything to the best of my ability. One of the two cars drove over to the building, and the two officers began to search the building. They came back with nothing except for a couple of spiky objects. These objects were exactly the same as the ones used to slash my tires. The cops guessed that it was some kind of sick, demented couple, being that I saw the woman, but unfortunately they were never found, and that still kills me to this day.
And
I
his
obviously
boss was
quit
still
my
a
job
douche.
right after that and started working at a local grocery store. I know that I'll never forget seeing that woman at the back of my car. It was about 3 in the morning and I was on my way to my job at my local McDonald's to open with one of my favorite managers there with me. She
My.
told me to text her when I got
That's a
there so
little
that she
loud.
could let me inside. Once I pulled in, I noticed a man standing outside of his car in the farthest corner of the parking lot. He was shooting me this sort of
Oh
menacing
my
stare.
Jesus, I finally made
Let
it
me
to the
point out that
city,
it's completely
guys.
pouring outside. I was
And
really
my freaking
confused
little
as to
thing is
why this guy
levitating
wasn't
off the
just sitting in his
ground.
car.
Lovely.
I then parked and texted my manager to let me inside. Seconds later, I noticed her at the door opening it for me.
A little lower,
Upon
please.
walking up to her, I say my usual good morning. I was stopped mid-sentence by her rushing me inside and saying, "Did you see that guy outside?" I told her yes, and she proceeded to help me refill sauces, napkins, and things like that. My manager then told me that she's going to check the security tapes just to make sure that everything during the period that the restaurant was closed was okay. Minutes later, my manager called me into her office for whatever reason. She told me to look at the screen, and it showed that the same man was standing outside. The time was 12:47. She then fast-forwarded the tape to reveal that the man had been standing outside the entire time up until now, and at this point it's about 3:50 a.m. I ran to the front lobby and I noticed him still standing over by his car. I figured, or was hoping, that he was probably just on something and he was waiting for us to open so that maybe he could get breakfast. I resumed filling sauces again and making sure everything was in working order, until I was abruptly interrupted by banging at the front door. I walked over and noticed the figure right outside the front door. It was the man. I yelled that we were closed and that he would have to come back later. That didn't seem to faze him as he continued to bang on the door. I walked away, figuring that he was just being an asshole, when suddenly I heard a loud crash. I ran to the lobby to see the glass door broken and the man beginning to step inside. I yelled for my manager and told her that we needed to leave through the back door. And we did just that. We booked into our cars and both called the cops. They arrived in about 15 minutes and came outside the restaurant.
She's moving around a bit. Oh,
dirty-looking man
she
in cuffs.
spotted me.
They said he was hiding in the back janitor's
Oh,
closet
she's
with
just
a large
kicking him out of
knife
the
in his
car.
hand. So that's my story, and also the reason I'm never working early mornings again.
I wonder how fast. I wonder if I can catch up to her in this sucker.
This is my first home.
Oh,
in
shoot.
my own house away from my parents. I live in a small corner house with a basement but no upstairs. A house my parents paid half for. It was 11 o'clock at night. I was sitting in the living room watching scary Halloween movies.
Oh
I
no.
found myself getting up to answer a knock at the door. But then I stopped and thought, who could be at the door at 11 p.m.? Surely there were no more trick-or-treaters out. I had a pretty good feeling it was a late-night Halloween ding-dong ditcher, so I gave it a second.
Yeah. Doing donuts in it.
They were done already. Yup, ding-dong ditchers. I sat back down not thinking twice about it, and again, knocking at the front door. We're lost, I yelled. I was not even punky kids. They ignored my demands and started counting now, not just
And they're
knocking.
doing her crossword.
I was pissed.
Okay.
I leaped up and
Okay.
swung the door open. No one was there once again. I slipped on my shoes and headed outside to begin searching the bushes for the kids. But there was nobody in sight. Not in the bushes, not behind my car.
Oh my, I wrecked. I gotta just gotta figure out who to blow up. Who am I gonna blow up? Oh
I went
man.
back inside, double-locked the door, and went to my bedroom.
I have a huge list of people to choose, but who?
Even over the TV, I could still
Who
hear
is the lucky person to get blown up?
repeatedly.
Seems like people are leaving.
So close to calling the cops to get them away, but that would undoubtedly lead to my house being egged or TP'd. The counting continued for an uncomfortably long time, more than half an hour. I thought these kids must be filming something for YouTube and were desperate for a reaction, but I wasn't going to give it to them. At some point I dozed off with the TV on, only to wake up to the knocking again. I looked at the clock. It was 2 in the fucking morning. How could those kids still be at it? I thought. I turned the TV off and sat up with my ears open. For a few moments, my heart completely stopped as I realized the knocking was not at my front door.
This guy's car seems pretty expensive. Wouldn't it be a shame if something were to happen?
Looking around my room like a madman for something to use as a weapon. They knew I was awake now. They were trying to doorknob, trying to bust down the door. These weren't any kids. My son like
I'm chasing the guy with an RC.
long shot. It was all I could think of. I
Thoughts.
turned on the receiver
Oh,
to
I hit a wall. Oh
PC,
my.
plugged in my iPhone.
Oh, that was caught amazingly.
45 gunshot sound effect. Turned on the volume and pressed play. The sound of a gunshot echoed out of the speakers. It sounded real enough. I paused the video after the first shot and yelled, "That was a warning shot. Leave now or I won't hesitate to shoot you in the head." It worked.
Oh, this is fun.
I heard 2 pairs of footsteps stomping over my wood floors and out the front door.
I don't know if people know that they can have bombs or not. I mean, obviously they can, but, you know.
The door was left wide open. I quickly shut it, called the police, and that's where my story ended.
To add a bit of backstory, I was an active duty Marine a year prior to this story happening. Granted, we're trained to take lives and deploy to other countries to fight. Sad to say that I never got the opportunity to deploy, but if I wasn't trained as a Marine, I honestly think I wouldn't be here telling
I placed a
this story.
kinetic bomb.
Now, on to the story.
Let's
This
see what
story took
happens and
place
observe.
Last year on a cool summer night here in Arizona. I just got off from work and took a coworker home from a late night dinner after the shift. I passed by a gas station after I dropped her off. I was working 2 jobs at the time, so it was already late, around 2 a.m.
Fly low to
I
the
knew an
ground
energy
for
drink would help me wake up
longest
tomorrow morning
distance.
for my next job. So I was slowly pulling into this empty gas station I noticed no other cars anywhere. That's when
Ah,
something
man, I
caught
hit a
my
tree.
eye as I was pulling up in front of the entrance. There was a shadowy figure that suddenly pulled up along one of the walls of the gas station and kept creeping along the walls, getting closer as I pulled up. There was some sort of shadowy figure that suddenly pulled up
Ah,
along
this
one of
thing is
the
pretty
walls of the
fast.
gas station. It crept along the walls, getting closer as I pulled up and turned off my car. But at the time, I couldn't care less because I was tired and I figured he was just a drunk and about to ask for change or something like that. I saw the outline of his face as he pulled away from the shadows. He opened his mouth to say
I
something,
wonder.
but before he could say anything, I cut him off and said, "Hey, I'll be right back, sir."
Ah!
He
They
just kinda
deactivate
stood
if you
there
try and
and
go in the
stared at
store.
me as I walked into the gas station. I wasn't even thinking about him because I was tired and just wanted to go
Okay.
home. I
Now we all
scooped up
know.
my favorite
Don't go in the
energy
store.
drink and walked up to the cashier. I paid for my drink in a
Okay.
matter of a minute as the cashier wasn't really in any
Inventory.
mood to make any small
Oh, I
talk.
gotta wait a minute.
I pushed the entrance door open and I noticed that the man was no longer there.
I
I was looking around for the man as I
feel
approached
like
my
that
car
dude's
to
gonna
only
get
see him
hurt.
coming from the dark corner again.
Let's
But
see
something
where
seemed off
I
about him this time.
was.
I didn't care to stick around to see what was off about him and went to open my car door. Then I heard rapid footsteps approach
Okay,
from
I
behind
guess
me.
that's him.
I turned around as fast as possible to make eye contact.
No, I think
with
it's
him.
that. Yeah, it's
He
Prism
was
Sonic.
just staring at me less than an arm's reach away. Every option suddenly ran through my head, screaming at me to just get in the damn car and slam the door. But he was already too close for me to try anything without him trying to do something. So I wanted to try and create a peaceful conversation as a desperate attempt to try to get this creep away from me. I said, "Oh, hey, it's you again. Is there something I can do for you?" His whisper had a scratchy tone to it as he said, "Gotta need change." I was actually thrilled. I was happy because I could just give this creep some money as a peaceful resolution. I said, "Sure do. Hold on, I'll dig it out for you." By the time I grabbed a fistful of change as I leaned into my car, I heard the passenger door behind me open and then I felt a handful of my hair get pulled into my driver's seat. My hair got yanked back really hard as he whispered, "You fucking scream or yell and I'll fucking kill you."
What?
Then I felt a knife slowly glide over my throat. He then whispered, "Understand." I carefully nodded up and down. He then replied, "Now we're going to New Mexico. Don't do anything stupid or I'll cover your car's interior with your blood." At the time I was thinking, fuck, this can't be fucking real. So I had to think and relax. That's one thing my commanding officer said in the Corps. The key to victory is a clear conscience and a cool head. So I asked him, "Okay, how are we doing this? You just gonna give me directions?" I then felt his grip on my hair loosen. "Good, smart kid. I hate when they beg me to let them go. Now use your GPS or whatever." His knife was still gently pressed up against 70% or so of my throat. So I told him I was slowly going to reach into my glove compartment for my GPS. Then I asked him where in New Mexico we were going. He laughed and told me to just shut up and drive. Why was he laughing now? This guy was a complete psycho. I was there driving and praying in my head for a chance to open where I would be able to fight back. I could tell that his knife was starting to get loose around my neck for every 5 minutes or so that I drove. The knife at the start of this drive was at about 70%, but now was at around 50%. I had to make a right at the intersection. Finally, I saw an opportunity. I saw this Ford Ranger pickup truck coming down the road I was supposed to join on. In my head, I asked myself, "Do you really want to die a coward?" Then, as I saw the Ford Ranger approach at a rapid rate, I pressed all the way down on the gas pedal. Then, boom. All I remember from all the commotion is the guy leaning back as I slid my hand under his wrist of the hand that was carrying the knife and pinned it against the steering wheel of my car. I could hear the horn blaring, attracting more attention. He let go of the knife and ran out of the car as the intersection made itself known to me again, as my surroundings were no longer blurry. I I wanted to run after it, but the driver of the Ford Ranger grabbed me and said, "Hey, what the hell happened? Do you have insurance?" I was trying to push through the guy to catch that fucking coward, but the only words that escaped my mouth were, "Don't let him get away." That's all I was yelling as I saw the dark silhouette of the man disappearing into the darkness. I told the police everything when they arrived. I did everything you're supposed to, but nothing really ever came of it. And they didn't see anyone matching my description of the man. I now carry my gun on me and a few knives, so I will never be the victim of something like this again.
Interesting, scary video thingies.
Years ago, when I was in second grade,
I'm almost to the city.
felt confident in allowing me to stay home from school by myself and stay home without a babysitter until they came home. That morning, my father gave me a house key, showed me the emergency numbers in the yellow book, and gave me instructions on what to do if stupid things happen, like the house catching on fire. After school that day, I came home, put the key in the door, and walked into my house. I felt free, and I felt privileged that I was finally a big boy, and that I could now be on my own at home. Needless to say, I kinda got caught up in the moment, and ate tons of ice cream while watching Terminator on VHS, since my parents would never let us watch anything other than PG-13. Around 5 that day, I heard the doorbell ring. My dad told me to never answer the door by myself, even if they were home. I walked to our family room where I could get a good view of who was out
Inventory,
there.
request
Maybe my dad was
Bandito.
just getting a package or something.
Yeah, this
Dad
one's gonna
always
be a
enjoyed
little bit
ordering things
slow,
online.
because, you know.
I saw a middle-aged man standing in a dark blue jacket that I've never seen before. He rang the doorbell again, and I expected him to leave after no one answered. After a third ring, I saw him walk down the steps, and I assumed he was leaving. I went back to watching Terminator when I noticed something outside my kitchen window. The man was in our backyard for some odd reason. I felt scared for my life since some stranger was on my property. I ran under the kitchen table and grabbed the cordless phone from the counter and proceeded to call my dad's work number. My
You're
dad
supposed to call
answered,
911.
and I exclaimed how a strange man was in the backyard and was now proceeding to try and open the sliding door. My dad told me to stay where I was and to call the neighbors. He would call 911. I told my dad I loved him, and he said he would call me immediately after he called 911. Before I could call my neighbor, the man was able to somehow open our family room window.
Or whatever his name
I
is.
feared for my life,
Something really good.
and ran to the bathroom,
Bubba
locked the door, and called our neighbors.
Killer.
After 30 seconds, I hear my neighbor running through our house, shouting my name to see if I was okay. She said that she saw no one in the house, and we stayed in the bathroom until the police arrived. The police
Oh my, I like his car.
and told us that they found some fingerprints that matched a recently released convict who was previously in jail for breaking into homes. After that day, my parents did not leave me alone without a babysitter until I went to high school.
I'm gonna catch up to him eventually.
Back in 2008, Cloverfield was one of the biggest movies of the year, and I desperately wanted to see it.
And I only get
Most of my
3
friends had
kinetic
already gone to see
bombs.
it, which
I might
upset
try
me,
and
given that I
work one
didn't
on
want
this
to be
guy.
seen going to the movie theater alone. However, I didn't have work or school on Thursdays, so on Wednesday night, I figured I could get away with
man.
going alone to one of the small theaters nearby with the screening of the film at
Okay.
9:30, since I knew it would be quiet.
Perfect.
Well, I showed up, bought a ticket, and immediately realized the
Yeah, bought a ticket, eh?
entire building was dead. I entered the theater, and much to my surprise, there was not a single person in there. There were 2 large sections of seats in the theater. I sat in the bottom row of the upper section, which was seated just behind a tiny wall. During the quiet parts of the movie, which were very few, I kept thinking that I was hearing something.
I don't
coming
know
from
if he
behind
knows
me.
I'm here.
It was almost like I was hearing a voice. Is someone there? Nothing. I felt like the sounds were just getting louder and closer, but I kept turning around and didn't see anyone. I felt like I was losing my mind. Eventually, the sounds became so loud that it was evident it was a crazed whispering. I was about to nope the fuck out of there, but when I got up and took one last look behind me, A figure popped up quickly from behind the seats just 2 rows up from me, arms flat to their sides, and just facing me like a stiff statue.
Shall I target him?
I ran like there was no tomorrow.
I mean, I think it'd be pretty hilarious. He's just sitting there messing around with the cops. Boom!
Took a few seconds to catch my breath once inside, and drove back home. I tried calling the theater that same night. I never got anyone to answer it. I didn't bother the next day. I just tried to let it go. It still freaks me out beyond imagination to this day.
I wonder if I should target this guy right here.
I hike very frequently and was on a trail and about 8
Oh,
miles
he
from
died.
the nearest gravel road.
That was funny.
It was just me and my dog. Just
Ah,
so you know,
man.
I've hiked these trails frequently and have only seen other people during mushroom hunting season and only near where the parking
Excuse
places
me,
are,
pardon
and
me.
This was in January, so it was freezing cold and there were no mushrooms. I'd been going at it for almost 2 hours when I stumbled upon a pile of bones. Large bones. Bigger than human. Maybe a cow, maybe buffalo, maybe horse. They were completely clean and sun-bleached. No flesh, no fur. I find deer remains all the time. They always have fur on their legs. This means someone or something cleaned them, or their old bones. The scary part is that they were neatly arranged into a pyramid shape, all leaning on each other like a teepee. I was just on this trail the week before and there had been no bones. There had also not been a giant dead animal, and there wouldn't have been any rotting happening because it was 20 Fahrenheit. I stared at them for a while, then turned around and spotted
He's
Oh,
more
getting away.
peculiarities. The
Gotta
tree
get him.
behind me had several bones strung up and hung in the tree by the trail marks. They swayed in the wind and kind of clunked gently like morbid wind chimes. So this means it had to have been somebody and not some weird raccoons or something. I start to panic because does this mean that somebody's watching me? Am I being warned or stalked? I always go on a select few trails, and this is one of my most frequented, and never have I seen someone else out this far. The hairs on my neck stand up because I'm sure I'm in the crosshairs of some serial killer who's been stalking me. I walk with my headphones in. He could have followed me for weeks and I
Oh,
wouldn't
funny.
have known. My dog freezes and points towards a different large tree 10 yards away. The hair of her
He
scalp
went
raises and
boom!
she starts to growl and creep
Oh, that
toward
was
the tree.
amusing.
I'm panicking. I have nothing
That
other
has
than
brought
my
me
hiking stick. My dog
amusement.
barks. She's 40 pounds, by the way. She's not an attack
Oh
dog.
my.
And she starts sprinting towards the tree. I instinctively crouch down. She reaches the tree and a turkey
I think
takes
I'm gonna
off from the
love
other
these
side,
little
gobbling
RCs.
as it flies away. I can still feel my pulse in my eyes as I watch it fly away. I sigh, pet my dog, and check to make sure I didn't shit myself. I snap a few pictures of the weird bones and make
I
my
bet you
way
he
back.
did crap himself.
I still hike through there, and
What
the
the
bones are
heck,
still there
man?
untouched. No way am I touching them. No idea where they came from. Probably some weird old coot trying to scare people. It definitely worked on me.
I killed a dude for killing a dude. Worth it.
When I was just a little boy, I had an imaginary friend. Well, at least I thought he was an imaginary friend. Today I'm not so sure. I would see him from time to time around my house. He was a man and he lurked in the shadows. He was completely black from head to toe. His skin was charred and pockmarked, like a burnt match. I couldn't make out his face or any other features. All I could see were his red eyes. He had the most terrifying red eyes I've ever seen.
That's not exactly an
Even now,
imaginary friend.
When I think of them, it gives me the chills. He appeared at a random and without any warning. I would be playing with my toys and all of a sudden he would be there. He never made a sound. He never said a word. He never did anything except stand there staring at me and smile. Then he would vanish as quietly as suddenly as he had done.
He went into his little...
As time went by,
He went somewhere.
I got accustomed to his presence. It got to the point where he would just appear and I would just glance at him, then go back to playing with my toys.
Oh, that
I
was
could always
funny.
feel his eyes
Who
as
shall I terrorize
he was
next?
just standing ever so close,
Probably there's a lot less people than there was
At the
earlier.
same time, my family knew about him, but they never saw him themselves. My mother and father thought it was cute that I had
It
an
was
imaginary
awesome.
friend, but when I described him to them,
I think I'm
they
gonna
got a
bug
little
this guy
freaked out.
more.
My sister was the only one who believed me. She's the only one who believed he was real, and she said it scared her. One time, I had just finished going to the bathroom and I started washing my hands. I was standing on a little stool so I could reach the sink. All of a sudden, I saw the man out the corner of my eye. He was walking up the stairs. I called my sister and told her the man was here. She came running over, but just when I was about to point out the man, he walked backwards down the stairs until he was out of sight. When she left, he came creeping back up the stairs. I gave up trying to show him to people because he clearly did not want to be seen. Eventually, my parents moved out the house. I remember seeing the man with the red eyes watching us as we were moving and the van pulled away. He didn't follow us, and I didn't see him again after that. I dismissed him as a figment of my childish imagination. Years passed and I forgot about him. Then, one night, when I was 16 years old, I was walking upstairs to my bedroom. It was after midnight. As I was
Oh
walking
no,
down the
don't
hallway,
quit.
something
Yay.
emerged from
I
one of
made
the
it.
bedrooms. It stepped out into the light and I realized, to my
Oh, personally, I do recommend everyone to get one of these. They suck as a freaking
I
fun.
stopped in my tracks and I froze.
People
My
think they're
heart
just
was in my
innocent
throat.
little toys.
He just stood
Then
there
they go
staring
boom.
at me. The red eyes burned bright and he flashed me a malicious smile. Then, still staring at me, he slowly walked across the hallway into my bedroom. If this was a movie, perhaps I would have chased him down and forced him to tell me who or what he was. Perhaps it would have ended in me fighting to the death, but this wasn't a movie. It was real life, and I did neither of those things. I simply turned around, ran back down the stairs, and fled from my house. I sat on the curb outside, shivering and shaking until dawn arrived. I haven't seen him again since then.
My friend was visiting family in the States.
Oh my.
Lived in a rural
Was he?
community in Maine.
What a lovely day.
She woke up before
Oh,
everyone
cold
else and
chill.
decided to go for a
Ooh.
run. After around 30 minutes, she turned back and started noticing a van following a few blocks behind her. She thought it was strange, so she started turning down a few streets, the van following everywhere. She started sprinting, and the van sped up too. She ran to the first house she could find and started banging on the door. No answer. She hopped the fence and started banging on the back door. The
Oh,
back
she did, eh?
started barking at her, but still no one answered. She jumped into the empty pool in the backyard and hid while dialing 911. She could hear that the van
It smells like rotten fish.
the house, and a man started calling out to her, offering her a ride home.
Oh man.
The house was now barking.
Back boobs.
The man left after about a minute.
Am I the only? No.
Took her
Where
back
is
to
everybody?
the place. She gave a report.
Oh
and they
man,
identified
everybody's
the
all
van
like
from a nearby
all over the
HVAC
place.
business. It had been stolen earlier that day.
Holy crap, everybody's
Same
spread out
was
far.
arrested in the next county at a gas station.
I've never been a person to think that
Oh wait, no, everybody's in the
skinwalkers
city.
are real until 1 week ago. Last week I went camping with my mom and we were in Strawberry, Arizona. We were going to be camping for the weekend, starting Friday night
Where are
to
these
Sunday
car-
afternoon. We arrived at about
Where is this
6 o'clock
cargo
and it was
located?
already dark.
All the way
My
up
mom
there?
started a
No,
small
thank you.
fire and we got working on putting up our tents. We got that done
I'm too
about
busy
30
having
minutes
fun
later.
with the
We had our dinner
bandito
and some s'mores and
burrito.
went to bed. I woke up at 10
What?
as I needed to go pee, so I got out a flashlight
I don't
and
know.
went out to pee. A few moments later,
It's
I
yours.
started walking back to my tent and I heard something scratching on what I assumed was wood. I stopped and I looked
Okay,
around.
I think I'm gonna stop
There was
recording
nothing
here
there.
just because I
jogged
only
back
saw
to my
one
tent
bomb,
and
but that's
got in.
okay.
Within a few moments after I got
Mom.
into my tent, I heard the scratching again. It was
Broadcast
closer now,
settings.
way closer.
See you guys
After a minute
later.
or two, it went